So when you look at it in a lot of ways, it's kind of a mirror. The teams mirror each other. Not doing a good job in the run game on the offensive side, not stopping the run, doing a great job stopping the run on the defensive side. Um, Jimmy G will be back. I think the edge to quarterback goes with the the Las Vegas Raiders. They have Devontae. They have the skill positions there, but I don't know if they can hold up front. I think at the offensive side and the defensive, you just see I think there's areas to exploit over the field, quite frankly. There's a couple of matchups I like in this game, or maybe a couple of matchups to look out for. I think the first one we've talked about ad nauseum now is Max Crosby. I think it's Max Crosby versus your entire block protection scheme. Like you cannot. He's going to play left and right side. He likes to play left defensive end more than right defensive end, but he will line up anywhere. And you have to understand where he is. You need to slide to him. You need to send it back at him. You need to give him different, from a pass protection standpoint, the best thing you can do is set consistently. Because when you watch the tape, guys are really getting beat when they're not doing the stuff they're good at. Like when they short set him, they flat set him, they get beat. They short set him in the run game. They run at him. He arms over. They get beat. Just set. Do your set. Whatever your best is, that's got to be good enough. Don't try to do something you haven't done 10,000 times. And number two, the Packers secondary versus Devontae Adams / I guess the entire receiving core, Jacoby Myers and Austin Hooper, Hunter Renfrow and company, Josh Jacobs out of the backfield. The Devontae Adams matchup, I think, is a talking point for a number of reasons, but the number one reason, he's the best receiver in football. He has been, the last 3-4 years. He doesn't get talked about now because of the situation he's in, but he had another big game last week. He's a phenomenal player, and you have to find a way for him not to beat you, because if you take away their main weapon in Devontae Adams, they're only rushing for 50 some odd yards a game in the run game. They just don't. The magic is not there for whatever reason. And so that's my third point. The Packers run game, on the other side is the Packers offensive running plan against their interior defensive line. And we talked about Butler, Jenkins, and Tillery in particular. I think if we can win those one-on-one matchups, if you can get double teams in nickel, if you can just hold your line of scrimmage, you see that they have a tough time tackling at the second level. You see that they have a tough time inserting the safeties in the right spot at the second and the third level. You see multiple cutback plays that are open because the safety is not inserting properly. You see one play, he comes down, he puts himself in the A gap. It ends up working out, but it's not sound. So I think there's opportunities there for Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon to get yards after contact, to run into space, but you got to take care of those down guys. And those down guys, actually, I'd never really watched the Raiders before. Those down guys impressed me multiple times during that game. I know that a lot of the guys on the Chargers are injured as well, so you might be playing 2s-on-2s. I think we have the advantage. I think you should feel good about rushing the passer. I think that goes without saying after last week. Jimmy G's only got 4 sacks because he gets rid of the ball well. So they'll look better in protection than they did last week because Aiden O'Connell just – you take away that first option, and we talked about it with Jordan Love against the Lions. You take away the first option, your eyes go other places. All of a sudden, the eyes go to the rush, give up a lot of sacks. But if you're singled on your tackle in particular, Preston Smith's got to come to the party a little bit with getting his numbers up in the pass rush game. Rashawn Gary when he's in there, and Igbari when he's in there. Get Jimmy off his spot, right? Guy right in his face on the right side, build that wall, get him off his spot, make him exit to his left, right? Turn and run isn't his forte. I think if there's ever a time to get the running game going, to get above, 3.3 yards a carry, to get up to the league average of 4.3, 4.5 yards a carry, this has to be the week. If you are ever going to stop the run, this has to be the week. They just don't have the players in the box, aside from Max Crosby on the defensive side. They just don't have the guys to get it done. Josh Jacobs, yes. Everybody else on that offense, from a box blocking standpoint, not really. The interaction between their fullback and Quay Walker, I think, super interesting, just because we've talked about, Quay attacking the line of scrimmage. Devondre Campbell has the high angle. Isaiah McDuffie in there, I feel pretty good about that matchup. Quay on the fullback, having to read that through, not allowing him to engage Quay 4 yards past the line of scrimmage, 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, but engaging him at the line of scrimmage, even on their side of the football, making that read and just going for it, selling out. How does that affect their run game? I think that's a huge matchup. On the other side of the ball, we talked about the absolute necessity in order for the Packers to become a viable candidate for the postseason. You have to develop some sort of run game. You have to be able to rely on something. You have to have winning plays on rundowns. 4 yard. It used the bar, the whatever the bar was, whether it's 4, 4.5, 5. It's not 3.3. It's got to be better than that. So keys to victory: hold the Raiders to their season average in the running game. Their season average is I don't want to get this wrong. 65.3 yards per carry. Hold them to their season average, 65 yards. You guys get 65 yards in the run game. Number 2, keep Davante Adams from having a signature game. Do not let Davante Adams have what we would call a signature game against Jair. Stokes might be back. Rasul. You're playing zone. Make sure. I mean, you if you watch tape, he is absolutely killing people on deep outs, crossers, post routes. He's such a good player. How are we going to have an answer for him? I would think bracket coverage. And then the third thing, I'm just telling you, Max Crosby is different than he's not only having a good year, he's not only the numbers, but he is just different. He presents a different set of problems for tackles. We got 2 young tackles in the game. Rasheed Walker is going to play over Bach, and then obviously Zach Thomas has been doing a great job. He doesn't move like regular people. He doesn't have a surface target to grab like regular people. He's different. The best thing you can do is make him bull rush you, which he's really good at because he's long armed. But the best thing you can do is make him bull, because all the other stuff, you don't know where to get your hand. He's really, really good at what he does. He's good in the run game. He's good in the pass game. So I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. It was at 2, and now it's just down to a point. I don't know what it'll be by Monday if anything else comes out. But certainly you think about this game. And guys, hit me up, Mike168 on Twitter, Process Perform on Instagram. Hit me up in the comment section here. If you have anything, I'll do the best I can to answer them before the game starts. But this is one of those games if you Packers think they're a good team, they should win. They should be able to go to Las Vegas and beat a Raiders team that, quite frankly, is a little bit down right now. When you look at this game in totality, you think that the Packers have a much more talented roster, I guess. I mean, except for some key positions. Jimmy Garoppolo is a really good quarterback in the National Football League. Davante Adams is special, and Max Crosby is special. But the rest of their team, you look at their draft compared to last week's Detroit Lions draft. I mean, they picked up the tight end from Notre Dame in the second round. We won there with Luke Musgrave, certainly. Tyree Wilson, I did a spot on him last year. He might be great later on. Just the height, the length, the moves. It's like watching a kid from first round draft pick, not Clowney, before Clowney in Houston. He was a can't miss. Just the way you come in and out of breaks. I'll get his name. He was in Miami for a while. I can't remember his name right now. But the way you come in and out of breaks and everything, he can have success against some tight ends. Lucas Van Ness has some success in the run game against some tight ends right now. I think Lucas Van Ness, I'd probably take him over Tyree Wilson. I'd definitely take him over Tyree Wilson. And then, they got Trey Tucker, who's going to, I think, probably be a good wide receiver in this league. I just think right now, from a talent standpoint, you have it over on them, and you got to take advantage of these games. If you got the better team, this is like I used to play in the Army-Navy game. I remember one year we go, and there's so hype and hoopla and everything. And I remember one year we were sitting in the locker room going, guys, we're a lot better than this team. We can't always say that, but this year we're a lot better than the Army team. Like, if we lose this game, it's embarrassing because we're a lot better than they are. And this is one of those games for the Packers. They just need to look at each other and go, "We're a better football team than the Las Vegas Raiders. We're just not. If we play to anywhere near our potential, we should be beating this team by 10 points." So that's my take. Guys, enjoy this weekend. A lot of football, culminating, of course, with this Monday night game. Starts tonight. I think Washington's going to beat the brakes off the Bears. The Bears, you might see Eberflus get fired after this, is what I just read. I have no idea if that's true or not. I hope not, but keep him around for this season. Anyways, hope you guys are well.